Hello and welcome back to the VortacVids server. Today it is nighttime on the server and we are going to use our lootin' tootin' to get some slime balls while I tell you about— oh, there's a sheep here. While I tell you about the part 2 of the Minecon story, which I have decided that it will be the last part. I will probably end up thinking of more stories to tell about Minecon, just randomly, but yeah, I've thought of so many stories that are kind of time sensitive between these two parts, so it's kind of like, yeah, I'm just, yeah, so I have this doorbell, it's new. Okay, that wasn't a good test, it was laggy. Okay, that's good. But now we are going to go, and so I left off whenever we got the tickets. So we had the tickets, and it was kind of, I think it was July, pretty much August then, when we got the tickets. Oh, there's a creeper there. Let's not blow him up into the stuff we terraformed. But it was right around July, August-ish there. So right before, the month before it started, or it was gonna happen, October-ish, they started announcing a whole bunch of different things about the competition. Like that they were gonna have a building competition, which I didn't really care about at that moment because I'm like, they don't really have any like prizes that are good, but in the end they ended up giving out Xbox 360s that were signed, so I don't play Xbox, but it's kind of like, oh, maybe I should have done that, because the entries, I mean, it's kind of like, unless they had like 24 hours to build that, it's kind of like, I probably could have put my effort in there and gotten like 3rd or 2nd or something. I mean, Neon Tiger, I think that's how you say his name. He got one of the places, and yeah, he's pretty good, I guess. So, but yeah, they had these contests, and when they announced the costume contest, I was like, whoa, there's gonna have a costume contest? I didn't even know about this. Because I wasn't, like, going to Minecon, I was just like, yeah, we're gonna go to the Minecraft panel. We're gonna go to the Minecraft panel. And then maybe we're gonna go to some other stuff, but I'm just like, I am going to meet the Minecrackers, and specifically Paul Soares Jr., because I thought he was gonna go that year, but he didn't end up going. So, yeah. So we get there, or we don't get, no, we're not that far ahead. We learn about this costume contest, and like, the week before, we make this, like, this amazing, I thought it was amazing, creeper, like, or not creeper costume, my skin, pretty much. You can see in the tab list, people are kind of like a creeper king ended up what it ended up being. Yeah. My words are a little tied today, but we're gonna keep trucking. It is a full moon? Yeah, it's a full moon, so there should be a ton of these guys spawning in here. But yeah, so we make this costume, and it was like completely last minute. Like, we didn't even know about it, and it somehow came together. We were making it up until the day, like up until I was supposed to wear it, pretty much. We got to the hotel that night, and we were still putting on the this little front part. See that stuff? All the stuff on my sleeves and stuff. All that, we were still putting that on. It was crazy. But my mom made it out of felt. Made it all out of felt. And then we propped up the shoulders so it kind of looked Minecrafty-ish, which is pretty cool. That was probably the pièce de résistance, or yeah, all the French people in the comments or watching this video just got offended. I'm sorry, but that is just how us Americans butcher your language. But yes, back to the story for the 4th time now? 4th time? Yeah. Now the 5th time. So we get to the place, and we're still sewing on this stuff, you know. We have a nice time, it's pretty uneventful, kind of getting to the place. We fly on a plane there, just like, where are these slimes? So we're flying, we get there, we're at the hotel. We are just exhausted because we have spent the past week or so just non-stop doing this. And there was just a bunch of little flaws that happened. Well, not really a bunch, but kind of like very imperative to the way everything functioned. Like the hilt of my sword, whenever I had my grandfather cut out the sword, he didn't get the hilt of it because, you know, it's blocky, so you don't exactly always might not see every single part if you're cutting it out like that. I found a slime. Found a slime. Found a slime. Yes. Ooh. We're gonna get some slimes.
Someone just typed something.
Yeah, I have a villager resource pack. I don't know what's happening. But, ooh, there's a ravine here. Let's not go and check what that was right in here. Oh man. Oh, of course you can't. That would be really awkward. So I'm just gonna be professional and ignore everyone in my life. But yes, so we're gonna look for more slimes as I tell you about the amazing day we had the first day. I'm only gonna tell you about the first day, kind of, because a lot of little things happened the other days, every other day. But on the first day specifically, we got up and I was just like, no, you cannot wake me up this early because we had not slept. Why did I place a torch there? We had not slept like the entire time. So it was just kind of like, I'm so tired and I'm so just, I don't want to be here. Did I hit that with my looting sword? I think I did. I can't remember now. But we're gonna look for more. So this is what the full moon. And yeah, I mean there's other people on, but it's kind of interesting. So we get there to the place, and we had a hotel that was right by the place. So I think we ended up driving. I think just so the costume didn't get ruined. And so we drive into the back, and I am just like this whole entire trip I'm just shaking because it's like I'm at Minecon. What? This cannot be happening. Like, it's so amazing. Oh, here's another slime. Right as the sun rises. But yeah. So we get there and it is the first day and it's time for the costume contest, kind of when you wear your costumes and stuff. So we're in line waiting to get into the opening ceremonies. Opening ceremonies, that's what they call them. And I am putting on my costume and I'm just kind of like, this is amazing. Kind of like Iron Man suiting up, kind of ish. So we're doing that and it's just kind of like, you see all these other costumes. I saw an Adventure Time costume, like that was the first one that I saw. I'm like, wait, are we at the right convention? I just kind of had a little panic moment, and then I saw this humongous Ender Dragon. The people that won, yeah, that Ender Dragon, I saw them. I'm like, oh man, I just lost. No, I wasn't like that. I knew there was probably gonna be some sort of like way they were gonna divide things, so they weren't just gonna have everybody go up against everybody, because that would have been a little unfair. But so we get up to the place where we're supposed to go in for the opening ceremonies, and the person just like looks at my costume and is like, whoa, this is amazing. I've been standing here kind of like going through all the costumes and whatnot. I don't think there's gonna be any other things spawning. So let's go back this way and just wait out. Let's go back home, I guess. Do something there. But so we're at the front gates, and not really gates, but if you saw it in the pictures, the place where the nether portal was, where you kind of went through, and there's a Steve and that place. We went through there, and we went in, and so the person that was kind of, I think she was on the outside, she said, oh man, we gotta get Donovan, I don't know, there was somebody she named that says, okay, we gotta get this person to give you their ticket to get in, because you needed a ticket to get into the costume contest. I didn't know that at the time, so I'm just like, ticket? Why do I need a ticket? And then she's like, well, do you need a special place to sit? Because my shoulders at that time were pretty much like, normally they're 2 feet wide-ish. Like, yeah, they're normal shoulders. They're not like football player, but with this costume on, they're like 3 feet wide. Probably more than that. but it's just extremely annoying and you can't sit right by someone because it just doesn't work. So we're just like, okay, we're gonna find you a seat on the end. I'm like, oh sweet. And so then we try and sit down and it's like, it is so hard to do anything. Oh man, there's a ravine here. Sweet. So it's just so hard to do anything in the costume. And the head, if you've ever had like a cardboard box on your head for, how long was this thing? Like maybe 8 hours was the convention? However long, it just, you just kind of live with the cardboard. Like you get to feel the cardboard and everything, and it's just cardboard, and it's your favorite cardboard, and you want to be in that cardboard for your entire life. It's amazing. No, it's not. It's like horrible. But I got used to it, and so when we sat down, I'm like, okay, I'm really hot because I wasn't used to it at that point. And so I take it off, and I take it off for a little bit, and then I start seeing other people with costumes, like really good costumes. Their skins, I think. The Bo Peep person, I met that person. And so we kind of like took pictures together. It was kind of weird. Like, it felt like I was a model, but it didn't. Like, it was kind of like a weird model or something. But that was kind of weird. And we take pictures with different people. And then we kind of sit down, we watch the opening ceremonies, and you know how they have the big crane thing that goes around. We kind of find ourselves on that a few times. I'm gonna start to rebuild this so it's a little more interesting. We didn't get that many slime balls. But yeah, so we're doing that, and we find ourselves, and it's so cool. So for the entire day, we kind of spend it walking around. Like, I go to some panels and stuff, which is really fun. Like, like, some people will say, oh, it's not about the panels, that's not fun at Minecon, but that's a pretty fun part of Minecon. Don't listen to them. So we're going to panels and stuff, and it's so fun, yay! But not with a cardboard box on your head. It is not the funnest thing in the world with a cardboard box on your head. So, and I'm just getting really antsy because you need a ticket, as I found out in the opening ceremonies, to get into the costume contest, and I'm just like, I don't have a ticket yet. This is pretty bad. I don't have a ticket. When am I gonna get a ticket? Oh, I promise I don't have auto aim or something weird that makes my camera do that. It's just weird. So we're walking around. I'm just kind of like, every chance I get, I go and pretend to be a model, like not Barbie-ish, but kind of like walk around and stand places, kind of like, hey, you should give me a ticket, because only the Mojanksters were giving out the tickets, you know, those cool dudes. They were the only ones that could give out tickets, and I'm like, I am not seeing any of these dudes. They must be hanging out in the green room or something. So we go the entire day, and at the end of the day, we're just like right before the costume contest. The costume contest happened at 5, I think. 5? Yeah, it should have been 5. So I think that's when it happened. Like, that's when people are gonna be there, and that's when Lydia's gonna be talking and whatnot. So we kind of are a little scared. It's like 3 or 2:30-ish. So we're just like, oh man, we have to get a card. Like, there's no way we're gonna go home without even trying, because we spent so long on this. And I'm like, I've looked at some people's costumes that were kind of in line, because people could wait in line for however long they wanted for, because the main stage was kind of like cleared out since I think 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock is when whoever was in there just got over with their thing. So we're doing this, we're just walking around, and then we find someone that is duct taping, or not duct taping, but like clear duct tape, whatever that's called. They're using that to fix up their son or daughter, I don't remember, but it was made out of post-it notes, so those had come off throughout the day. I don't think it was the best way to make a costume, but if you're going to Minecon, you know, why not have a costume kind of thing. So they have it out of post-it notes, and they're putting this clear tape all over it. I'm just kind of like, what? And then my mom has this idea, like, well, they have a ticket. How did you get this ticket, guys? And they're like, oh, well, we went in this back room, or this back area back here, and they're just all hanging out over there. We're like, oh, we didn't even think about that. We gotta do that. We gotta go over there and find them. And so we go in the back area, which was, if you saw the giant sculpture of Steve with the wolf, it was that area. With all the companies. So we go back there and we find a ton of these dudes. So I have this great idea. Instead of like saying, hey dudes, you should totally give me a card, since I can't talk in this thing. That's another thing, I can't talk, hear, or see in this cardboard box. I have this sword that I made out of duct tape and wood. Well, not necessarily duct tape and wood, I spray painted a piece of wood black that was cut out to look like a Minecraft sword, and I put little duct tape squares on it to make it look kind of like an emerald sword, because, you know, emeralds, there should be a sword for that somehow. So I go up to there and I just kind of like, I have this little pen and I just kind of make a writing motion like I'm mute or something. So they're just like, oh, okay. I'll send that for you, little boy. Because of course, I just kind of look genderless in that thing. And a lot of them sign it, and I'm just kind of like, cool, I give them the thumbs up, and I kind of look really excited. And so hoping that they'll give me a card. And none of them do, except until this last dude. I go up to him, and he has a cobalt thing, a cobalt shirt. So he made cobalt or something like that. Well, let's mark this one off. That one's obviously the wall. So he has a cobalt shirt on. He's a developer for that, I don't know what. But he had it on. And that's all that counts. So he has that on, and I go up to him and he signs it and he's like, oh man, your costume's pretty good. Like before I can even hand him the thing to sign it, so I'm like, oh great, this is really awkward. He wants to give me his card, but I want him to sign this thing because I just kind of, at this point, I just want a lot of signatures on it because that looks cool. Because we were all signing each of the squares, so I eventually get his card, you know? And I am just kind of like, wow, this is amazing. I have made it to the big leagues. Yes. I mean, I don't even care if that I win or if I win at this point. I'm just like, man, I get to be in the costume contest. I have fulfilled my life streams. So, kind of that's kind of where the story ends. Yeah, so we get up there. When I get up on the stage, I'd seen some people do some really wacky moves before me. So I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a tough race. And I'm just kind of like, probably not gonna win, but let's make the most of this. So I kind of do a thing like raise the roof, kind of like you move your hands up and down a little bit with my sword. And kind of like how a king would, which I was the creeper king, so it was kind of fit. And that got a lot of applause. I mean, it was pretty cool. Then, you know, Lydia talks and I cannot hear anything that she says. And then Greg Ronowitz, he was one of the judges, and apparently he got that my skin was modeled after kind of the Burger King kind of thing. That's kind of where I got the idea for my skin. Somewhat. It's not the entire idea, but yeah. So I was pretty happy about that. Kind of, yeah. So I'll be telling more about kind of Minecon later, but next week will be a normal story. Nothing Minecon related at all. But if you like this video, and I guess if you want to hear more Minecon videos, I can tell you more in other videos, but if you liked these Minecon videos, or if you just like series videos like this, series, not serious. None of these videos are gonna be serious. Get me out of this. But if you like series questions, or not serious questions, serious stories, then press that like button, subscribe, be cool people, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!